G'day guys, welcome to Flemington preview for the 5th of August. Rail out 6, what is the track going to do? Drewy, my boy.
Lots of wind on again. It's been obviously cancelled last week for us, and right cool. I had to walk down the back of the track, and yeah, I can see I'm a lot larger than the 55 to 60 kilograms of jockey, and I'm
much bigger.
I can tell you the gusts of wind that were blowing up at times. I can see why they didn't want to ride. So I had no issues once I went and checked it out myself.
What do we expect the track to be?
So they're saying, first of all, 35 kilometre winds is what we're probably expecting maximum.
Northeasterly, yeah?
Yeah, so same as the last couple of meetings. Shouldn't, leaders can win, but it's not going to be an advantage apart from straight races where I don't think it affects you as much. Tracks, I'm saying good 4, soft 5 at the worst, but I'm thinking good 4 will start the day. And there's a bit of rain that's around.
It's raining right now.
Oh, yeah, it's freezing.
Thursday night. It's very, very cold.
Yeah, only 1 millimetre tomorrow they're saying, but about 3 millimetres on Saturday could go around, and it's just going to be a really wet, damp day. There's not going to be much sun around between now and then, so you won't really have it drying out.
Yep, alright. Are you excited about the card?
I think there's actually quite a few good bets on the card for once.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of races that you just sort of
yeah.
A bit poisonous, but there's some juicy races.
I mean, later in the card, there's
fat prices.
BM70 race that I think is the best BM70 race you'll see all year. I just can't bet into it because I just want to watch it.
Okay.
It's great.
Should we rip in?
Yeah, race 1, 1,000 metres. Last year's 2-year-olds, this year's 3-year-olds. Azazel is the equal favourite with rate for no one at $4.40. Cow, Price Yard, Big Spruik on it. Last season, Big Spruik, $4.80. Indian Thunder, $5.50. $8 Arrow Route, Sunquest, $11, and $18 the rest.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the Frankel horse in the yard.
That's the Lang one, yep, $21.
Yeah, it's $400,000 horse, so it should look pretty good. Just a big mounting yard race. Like, these horses are mostly first up or never raced. One horse has had to start in this race.
I've mapped this as average to above average tempo, so they're going to run along decently.
But are you that confident in that?
Yeah, looking at the horses in the race, so it's something I'm trying to get a bit more into to make my speed maps a bit better and trying to put this into my own form.
I reckon it's key.
Yeah.
For some races I find quite difficult to nail down, like this race.
Yeah, look, wait for no one, Hayes Yard, they're not going to lead. So it would have been a good tempo with wait for no one was leading, but they're teaching it to settle, so that's what they've said. I think Azazel, the McAvoy Yard, it runs in the preview and the prelude, said this is a good horse. They chucked it out, they knew where it was at. It's going to come back stronger. Been told that it's going quite well in work. I think Sunquest is big odds. It's got the late closing speed just to sit off these guys and just come over the top. So I think an interesting race. Will I be having a bet? Yes, of the U-Bets running their $50 money back second, third promo again like last week. But other than that, it's yard.
Yeah, big yard race. I think the 1, the 2 and the 4, probably the top 3 on form for me.
Cool. Race 2, Flemington, 1,700 metres. Average to above average tempo. Old mate Hell or High Water is going to be leading him around with, I think, one of the outsiders, maybe Florian Pearl. Florian Pearl, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
I'll just pull it up now.
No, it is.
Yep, Florian Pearl and even Mullen Nealer or whatever his name is.
Got that Miss It and a Bit that you had a big win on?
Sorry, there we go. I knew that it was getting taken on. So Miss It and a Bit, I'm not sure they'll actually lead on it. I reckon they'll be comfortable enough taking a sit, which is actually where it's preferred to sit, if the speed's good enough. So they can do whatever they want on it. This rain right now only helps it. Yep. And if that 3 millimetres comes on the day, I think they're missing a trick here, the bookies. They put $21 up for Miss It and a Bit, $5.40 the place. It's only a 9-horse race. I can count 3 out of there right now that I don't think can win the race.
What are they?
So the number 9, the number 8, and I'm saying I don't think the number 6 can win it either. In fact, not on what I'm saying. And I think Domino Vitale, everyone's spruiking it, but its last 2 runs were horrible. Right. Yeah, people are spruiking it. I can't have it.
Well, it drops back a bit in grade.
Yeah, but it's just been running horrible. Even if it improves, it still has to find.
I think that
find
jockey's
some
quite
form.
underrated. That's riding it as well.
Who is it, Martin?
Brown.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sticking with fat with Hell or High Water.
Yeah. I can.
It worked its ass off into that really strong breeze at Flemington, and they still went really slow. Sort of set it up perfectly for Dolverton, who's coming off a midweek race. Looking at like their last start SPs, Dolverton has the edge, but I'm not a Dolverton fan. I'm a Hell or High Water fan. I don't mind Domino Vital, and I don't mind the 8 Molinillo. I respect the stable, and I think they're due to start sort of getting some winners in Melbourne.
Fair enough.
But yeah, Hell or High Water for me. I think it wasn't quite at its top last time from the yard. It'd almost be there right now.
I think this is last chance for it as well. I've got to say that.
Oh no, not for me.
We're giving it so many chances. I don't know.
I had a big
Depends.
bet at each way, round third.
Yeah.
I'm sweet.
I would just say, just outside of miss it in a bit, I think why you ask, coming out a really good race, I think it can measure up if it's good enough. Dulverton,
How come you don't like another Bullseye? Because it's got Summer Glen form, which you love.
yeah, but that's tricky Summer Glen form, trust me.
Okay.
Look,
I'm just interested,
yeah.
because I know you like Summer Glen.
Yeah, I'd just say Dulverton. This rain actually makes it better for it. The horse loves it wet, so it's a race that I'm only wanting to have a small play in with missing a bit because I'm getting value odds on it. Otherwise, I definitely want to stay out. So small play.
Okay. Race 3. 3-year-old fillies over 1,000. So their 2-year-olds just turned 3.
This is one I'm keen to play in as well. So I think from everything I'm looking at, I've looked over the form quite heavily. Looks a 2-horse race. You got Modernity, who David Hayes has said is his best of the week. I will note that when I listened to David and his confidence when he declares the best bet, I don't think he was as confident this week in it. It was just the best on the card for them.
You're an in-depth analyst.
I
Not only do you do form on the horses, you do
Yeah.
form on the energy.
Ex-poker player,
of the
mate.
trainer.
Ex-poker player. You got to know what they're thinking. I think this Chateau Griffo is a damn good horse. If you just go back and watch its replay of when it's sat second last from a horrible outside barrier, had to go back to second last, sat 2 lengths off the field, runs in behind Tulip and Limestone and gets beaten maybe that far.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good form. Very good horse. Has the sectionals.
I agree. It's probably the one on top for me at the moment
Yeah.
from the Hayes horse. But yeah, big just yard race. Like 140 days since Modernity ran, 191 since Chateau whatever ran.
Griffo.
Let's just wait and see from the yard. We've been killing it from the yard. You'd be mad to bet heavily into this race without seeing them parade.
I've said the 350's value, but I definitely agree that
What happens
if from
these
the yard
horses
will-
are sort of as good as some people think they are, they're not ready to go now.
Yeah.
They're aimed in a month and 2 months.
I would say that's Griffith's yard, isn't it?
Yeah.
They try and get them going to win these type of races first up.
All right, race 4.
2,000 metres, the nursery handicap, Bondi Beach, gelded, D. Oliver on.
Tick, tick.
$6.80. I'm not with it.
Cross.
But-
$6.80, please.
Yeah, that's a 3,200 metre horse. I'm not sure it's ever gone this distance. It's 2,400 plus is what it usually goes over. It won't be primed for this, but once again, if we see it's primed in the yard, that'll change my mind.
Yeah.
I went over this race about 3 or 4 times just because there's a lot of factors I think you got to take into account. I think Kalani Kid, you can get oversold into it here. I don't think it's had the run that you want. Stepping up to...
There's a solid run.
No, but 2,000 metres, it's staying at 2,000, but they didn't go fast, and you want to be topped off to be beating a second bullet, to beating a loft, to beating Bondi Beach, extra 0, and first course in the race, so they're going to go bloody hard.
Yeah.
I've got this as one of the fastest run races of the day, because first course will just be stupid. So you'll push it along, which that'll suit extra 0. Extra 0 will love that. $10 is probably overs. But the one that I just keep coming back to on my form is Second Bullet. So I look at its first up run last prep. It was a group class performance on every factor that I've looked at. It was a damn good, massive win. And I can't discount that they'll have it going the same way. It's been bet accordingly. It was like $20 in 8s last prep for that first up run. They've chucked it up 450. They've kept it safe. Now, I would just say the way I want to play this.
$4.50.
Yeah. Sorry, $5 now.
Poison.
Yeah. I'm very happy with $5. The way I want to play this race is second bullet. Happy to take 2 units on at $5. I'll have a unit on extra zero at $10, and I'll have 2.2 units on a loft at $4.60. So I'm getting about $1.97 odds for one of those horses to win. I'm very happy. I think those are the horses I want to bet with. I want to take on Kalani Kid, and I want to be on it next start is when I want to be on it, just based on what I'm thinking.
Remember last week how we were discussing the run at 2,000 metres?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we did that on the previous show or just over a beer afterwards, but
We said it, I think, when,
either way, Kalani Kid was going 1,600 to 2,000, so I don't like that. But now it's had its run at 2,000. It ticks a box for me. Respect his chances. My angle in this race is I'll really assess the horses that are first up, which have more ability than the horses that have already been racing. And provided that they sort of parade as I expect, not ready, set for targets further down the track. Really, really keen to back Magic Console each way at 13s. I think it's a huge price. It was going 1,600 to 2,000 last time. Stuck on alright. Second run now at 2,000 metres. You're getting a fat price, but because you're getting a negative jockey change as well. But I'm happy to take that at 13s.
Looks like one of us will probably come out of this race very happy.
Yeah, and if I think like second bullet, there's no way Loft will be ready. I don't reckon. Bondi Beach or Kalani Kids
it
like
won
really
first up,
tight.
last up, though.
If one of them's really tightened up or one of them's really forward, yeah, I'm happy to sort of adjust. But early, $13, Magic Console seems fat.
I just warn you off on a Loft. One first up last prep, BM90, so it was a pretty good race. And I have a feeling this is a 2,400 metre horse, not a 3,200 metre. So starting it at 2,000, and it's only having to get up to 2,400. I think that this might be their Caulfield Cup horse. So I know they want to go for Melbourne Cups, but I think they'll realise that this is Caulfield Cup horse.
Okay. All right, race 5.
1,200 metres.
Benchmark 90.
Bet of the day race.
Yeah, I've got a good bet here.
So I think what's crucial in this race is slow to below average tempo is what I've mapped. Now, my bet remains absolutely the same if they go average tempo, because I think Hay Bale with 51 kilos is lengths above this field. Lengths. So you got Nikita going 1,400 back to 1,200, who I think is probably a bit of a threat and a bit of an unknown. But as an example, if I look at the sectionals and the data on Playmaster and on Karani, who opened overs, and even Beatniks, they all opened overs. They've been backed in. Hey, Bale's been pushed out from $2.80 to $3.80. Would have I touched $2.80? Hell no. But I've done my form at the right time, and I'm getting a great price. I think $3.80 is by far best of the day, bet of the day. If Inspector jumps up and beats me, then Hay Bale's not a good horse. Lord Von Costa, similar. Smackdown, similar.
Yeah, word of warning, I'm not backing Lord Von Costa at this stage. He's been a horse of mine, been good to me. So he'll probably get up and cook me here. But I'm quite keen to back Smackdown each way. I love jockey change. I love Damien Lane on a weird horse. It's quite a good run last time and a good run before that. I thought it was almost there from the yard last time. I think it might be spot on for this. Hasn't won in a very long time, but I'm getting a fat price again.
My only query, and this is what I'd say, I think if there's an average tempo, I think that's a good each way bet. I just don't see where the speed is, which it can come into it. That's what I'm more saying is I think if you get it run
we've got
right,
we've got the right jockey to adjust and just run the race, like ride the race, not ride the pattern or ride the position. You ride the race.
Yeah. Cool.
I think he's probably the best jockey in this race. Yep, I would say that just about. So I'm quite keen each way.
Cool.
Haven't got to spend much to make a lot. Race 6, or should we do part 2?
Well, even if I reckon just push on through. It's a bit cold,
Alright.
mate.
Alright.
Flemington race 6, 2,500 metres. The 1 Oliver Street plate, whatever that means. Average tempo.
Benchmark 78.
This is a really strange race. So I'd start off with Checkered Flag, who's $4.80. So I'm just going to market.
I'll start with you. I thought Jimmy Vag was a pretty good run last time.
We're on opposite sides on this one. So I'm going to talk about that form line. I don't think it's worth anything
At
yet.
2,400, so it's almost the right run for this race.
You're not alone in the Jimmy Vag camp. I've seen a few people on Twitter going around it. I think Kiowa form is just, it's not worth following at this stage over that distance. I think that horse should have lost by 3 lengths last start.
No, it should have come second.
Kiowa should have lost by 3 lengths. That's how far Charlevaux should have won by if it actually got the right run. Now, do I think Charlevaux would be going?
I agree
in
that
his
Charlevaux
favourite?
should have won, but I don't know about 3 lengths.
The times for that race going into this one, I'm taking a set against it. That race, but as I said, you're liking it. There are a few people on Twitter who like the format of it. So,
it's a big price, isn't it?
yeah, you're getting 17s.
Yeah. Quite interested in Jimmy Vag. Checkered Flag was a really big win.
0
First up,
wins from 10 starts on a good track is
Gets a
the
positive
issue.
jockey change. Yeah, they might get a soft track.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I've got it on top.
Positive jockey change. Certainly be fit enough. Found it from the yard last time. I was at Sandown that day.
Maps perfectly, just off the
so
speed. Where
get a really
Yogi,
good read on it. From
Yogi
the yard.
the favourite's out the back last.
Sis Montaigne could have paraded a little bit better that day.
Okay.
Negative jockey change though. Drawn well. And Yogi they'll back into a price that's not as true odds in my opinion.
Yeah.
And bullish stock. Provided it parades well, I won't be losing on it because I've backed it and I follow my cash.
So I've got Checkered Flag on top. I've said bullish stock. I've got to have a small bet on.
Yeah,
I think
'cause
in
we've
this-
been in the bullish stock, but we've just been like doing
Hayes
it together.
said just forgive last start as well. So
Well, he's
I'll
freshened
believe
it
him on
up.
that.
Just need to see how it parades.
And I would just say Azurielite, I think they've got this horse right. I think it's the right horse for the right race. I think at $13 probably have something small in that as well. So
Interested also in number 1. I just want to see how it goes in the yard.
that's one I've had in my camp. It'll look horrible in the yard. It's definitely
Well, I won't back it.
when you see it, it looks like a Tassie horse. Trust me on that one. It's one I've had in my yard, but it wins country cups quite a bit, and it loves it wetter. So the wetter it gets, the better it is.
Well, to
for
be
it.
honest, we've been flying. If these Tassie horses could just go away, we'd be going even better.
But that's the thing where we're
I
almost
can't
going to
get 'em
adjust
right
on the
from
Tassie
yard.
horses.
I can't get them right.
Yeah, that's where we've just got to savour them from now on.
Mm,
There is only one or
I'm
two
going to
every
stick at it tomorrow.
week at
I'm not
max.
backing that thing if it parades like shit. Alright, race 7, 600 metres, benchmark 70.
$1 for
They are
dollar,
backing,
$6.
they are backing this
Rebellious
thing has
Lord.
had 3 stars, like it's...
Rebellious Lord?
Yeah.
Well, because it should have beat Portman last start.
Don't agree.
On its run, it would have been at least at its neck. It was a really good
Yeah,
run.
because Portman put itself in the right spot.
Yeah.
Portman carried
This thing
horses,
just
it carried horses in the straight and dropped them.
Yeah, this thing just had bad luck. That being said,
Is
I
it
think
going to need luck this run, or is it going to be leading?
barrier 11, it's not going to get stuck the rails, that's for sure.
Yeah, but is it going to need luck? It's a horse that needs luck.
From my mapping, it's probably going to sit midfield this time. There's a lot of horses going forward. You've got Cap Set, you've got $1 for dollar from outside that has to go forward. Goldfields, Giddy Up. Don't get excited, it's going to be leading. This Spearhead will
If
kick
they're
up.
leading and winning, I'd really want to look at $1 for dollar from the yard, because God, they backed that thing last time.
So they went really slow as well last start. That's why it was no chance, I would say. I think $6, they're probably, that's overs for the horse. Cap Set, if we go back to its run at Caulfield when it won, it hasn't done anything since. But this is the Kieran Marsh yard. They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
I think
it's got
that's-
that kid on it I like.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of good horses here. This Andrea Mangan or whatever its name is probably needs 500 metres for its best. Don't get excited. $31. That run at Caulfield was huge.
Yeah, that's the one I've got.
Yeah.
I like that also a lot.
Jaminza I thought was really good last start.
Agreed.
Spearhead at $41, not without a chance on its 2 back
That
run.
bloke has he trained a winner in a while?
Nah, he's not going very well, but
I think
that's why you're getting the price and it'll drift on the day.
I think 12, 13, and 14 are the 3 main hopes.
There's one I've left
But I
out.
really like 3 at the fat price.
There's one that I think is worth looking at. It's called Spun Largo. It's about $9.50. It's just found form. So I bet Galaxy rated 2 back. That's, damn good form because Galaxy Raider in a harder race is $6.50. I think that, and it stormed home behind Caesar Sparkle last start, and it just got too far back. I think it's the watch in the race, and I want to see what it looks like from the yard. So I've got Rebellious Lord on top and Spun Logo, the other bet. But that being said, I've got no real confidence in the race because there's just too many chances.
It's certainly not a race you want to bet into right now, is it?
No, and they're stupidly going to back Rebellious Lord. I've got it on top. It's $3.50. It'll be $2.80 on the day, and that'll be two. Yeah. They'll back it. It's got the profile.
See what they do late.
The big boys will go for it.
What is it going to lead?
No, but I mean the big boys from all the big teams. It's got the profile that they like.
They like horses that sit in the top 4, I think.
It'll sit top 6, top 8. It's got the right spot for them.
We'll see. All right, race 8, 600 metres.
Handicap.
It's an interesting race.
Very interesting, and you know what I'm doing. I know what you're doing here. Let's not beat around the bush.
What am I doing?
Cosmic Lights, mate.
I don't mind it.
And who don't I mind? Have a look.
Oh, Rhythm to Spare. You're just in its army. This is what I think. You need to start doing this. You collect it on Rhythm to Spare at 20s.
28.
Yeah, just go.
No, but that was... The great thing is, how'd you mark it from the yard last start?
I can't remember.
Terribly. You said it could not win. Our mate said it could not win.
It didn't win. It didn't win.
It ran 5th. It ran a bloody good race.
Yeah.
So it was gone from the yard, and it still ran a really good race. We're getting it back in class. It's getting the right race. I've got tempo on here being average, I think. Yeah, below average to average. Yeah. So, look, I like Amavatio as a horse, but it's coming off a really, the race that suited it last start. It's going to be out in the back, and it's going to have to reel off some massive sections.
Provided they run the track plays fair, I think Amavatio will win. Really keen to see Cosmic Lights Parade. It's been perfect for a long time. Can it hold that condition? Yeah. We'll have to see. Show Star, bit sort of the same. And I'm really... all that stuff that went on with that horse makes me...
You can't leave it out,
makes
can
me
you?
nervous, though, about even betting into the race. Hard Earn's the one I like at a price.
Yeah.
Down the bottom. Quite keen to see it parade and hopefully get a fat price at the parade.
You just mentioned all my quaddy numbers.
And Mahani. I'm not going to lose on it. Probably.
Yeah, I want to take it on. I know a lot of people are spruiking it, but I can't see it winning. I think I'd rather Foundation from that yard if I was to find one.
Yeah, okay. Alright, had enough of that. Race 9.
Oh yeah, move straight on.
Race 9, 400 metres, benchmark 84.
This is the hardest race of the day and probably one of the hardest races you'll see this year. This is dead set, some just horses on the up. I mean, just as an example, if I was to say, so Cinder Win, who's coming over from New Zealand, first up for the Hayes Yard.
Gelded.
Exactly. It's going bloody, it's got good form. It's $7. Should it be that? Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Then you got Revolving Door.
Unders. Poison.
Revolving Door.
It won't start this price.
Revolving Door.
$3.50.
$4.
Oh, one's got it 4. Most got it $3.50. That's a joke.
Yeah. Portman $3.40. Then you've also got
price.
Rich Luck at 12. Reincarnate, who's the only Godolphin runner on the day, and they're not there to lose. D. Oliver on. Divine Misterati, who ran a very good race when you look back at it last start, because as I said, wants 1400, but it only got an 800 metre sprint last start. It was still good.
Yeah.
I mean, this just oozes class. This race. Aussie Choice needs 1400, and that's what it gets. I could keep going. It's a big quaddy leg.
I've done this race, and I'm kind of interested in it.
Yeah, I've done it, but I'll let you go because I've got Revolving Door on top, Cinder Win second, but I'm not betting. No chance.
I think that there's a lot of, similar to what Drew's saying, a lot of talented horses here. Portman's the best horse in the race, in my opinion. I haven't committed to this plan, but this is my rough plan as we do the show. I think Reincarnate is massive price, 13s. I think Divine Misterati is a stupid price at 11s. I think Orient Line is a stupid price, provided it's holding condition.
Bad barrier, really bad barrier.
No, it's a positive horse. It doesn't matter. It's a good barrier. In my opinion, that's a good barrier. I'm risking Revolving Door. I won't lose on Mr. Wonderful, Aussie Choice, or Orient Line, and I'll have a great result on Reincarnate and Portman.
Yeah. They have Orient Line going back on punters stuff just so you know.
I think they can.
I'd be surprised.
I think
if
they can do
leave.
whatever they want.
Yeah.
And I think the horse is flying.
I mean, interestingly, Majestic Duke was even a good run last start. Good place.
Yeah, that's another I've got here written down.
Yeah, there were lots of horses. It's just a great race.
$5 on it, like.
I mean, if this was the last race of the day, I'd be satisfied. But now we got 10 races. So,
Yeah. God, it's going to be a long day.
So, out of protest, I haven't done the form for this one. No.
Or race 10, 2,000 metres. Is it 4-year-olds?
Yeah, because it was 3-year-olds last week, so they've said 4-year-olds only.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the race that they paraded for last week at Caulfield, and this is everything happened last week at Caulfield, with the jockeys, is fair enough.
Yeah.
I agree with it, but why they brought the horses out and paraded them for 10, 15, 20 minutes was weird.
But
if they had
it
a
gave
run,
us
though,
info.
hang on, if they had a run, I would have had one of the bigger bets of my life on Prescott each way. It was fucking perfect in the yard.
Yeah. And what's
I
interesting
got
on that...
31s on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I had through various accounts and shit. I've nibbled it all the way until about 17s. I haven't got a heap on because you can't, but I'm just worried it's going to start at $10 or something, and I've missed that price.
Well, you remember what happened last week, right? I said on the show, because it was a horse I was really interested in on the show. I said, this is a horse I was on the previous start. It had no luck. It was flying, but just couldn't find a run. 61s, they put it up that day. So for the previous, for last week, into 31s, and I think it was into about 20s on track when we were...
Yeah. No, it was $31 when it paraded on Saturday.
Oh, it was being backed, though.
Yeah.
I saw money coming for it on Betfair.
Anyway, it's had the run at 2,000 metres. It paraded enormous last week. It ticks a lot of boxes, and this price just seems so good to me, and I can't wait to see it parade, and I hope it's a really fat way to finish the day. The other one I really like is Winburn, who also paraded very well last Saturday because it paraded in the same race. It's beaten good horses that have won again, and you're getting like $13 or something.
So my only issue with that is it's probably leading, and if the wind's really high late in the day, that's going to affect Winburn. Oh, no pun intended.
Yeah, but we'll just see what's happening.
Exactly, yeah.
I think Tantat Trusting as well, I won't lose on it.
What about my mate Summer Glen? Maps perfectly.
We'll be against it unless it parades very well, as it's jumping 1,600 to 2,000, and as I did last week's show, I don't like backing horses that go 1,600 to 2,000.
Oh, in between last week and now, it's travelled about 54 kilometres, so you're good.
Yeah, well, it hasn't run anywhere. I wonder what they did. Wouldn't it be good to know?
Well,
did you go for a really good run Saturday afternoon or something?
Is there any horses in here that weren't in there last time? Ocean Magic?
The other thing, just before I forget, Prescott is nominated for Sunday at Sandown, where the winds are expected to be just about what they were at Caulfield last week.
50 kilometre.
It's currently $8, which makes me sick a little bit because I could have had 30s. A little bit like Ability, which I invested an extreme amount of money on at $10 and $9 that they've opened up at $5 and $5.50. That is low. Do you not agree?
I haven't actually. So to be honest,
Speedo's out.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
saw
half
that.
its price.
Which is annoying because you know how much I was against Speedo, right?
Oh, I wouldn't.
At Caulfield,
yeah.
I was against it. At Sandown, I was gonna be all over it. At $3.80, I would have been going, "Holy shit, this is best bet of the weekend." I was so annoyed that they've taken it out. Tell you what, Lord of the Sky's not too bad at $18. It's in all honesty, Lord of the Sky's ROI as a $10 plus winner is significant. So it's just worth considering. Will I have it on top? Hell no. Alright, keep on talking because I'll actually pull up that race because I just want to have a look at the yard for you.
We might go and do something for Sunday's show, Sunday's races, maybe. See how we go.
Yeah,
might do it in the car on the way home on Saturday.
That might be a good thing to do. Sorry, I've just put it up here. Charmed Harmony still in the race. That's stupid. Tashby, $31. I'm not sure it wants it wet, which is what's going to happen. The rains, I think the wind's going to be extreme havoc for them that day. Longer straight, big wind doesn't help. I still think Duke of Brunswick's not a bad price.
You need to wait. It's Thursday. They're racing on Sunday. I'm not.
This
giving, I'm not
Savannah
giving my
on more
opinion.
they've smashed in. With Stupido out, they're really keen on it.
Yeah, let's just wait and see with that. I'm not giving an opinion yet. Anything on Sunday. All right, let's do it. Best bet. I don't even know what mine is.
Hay Bale? Yes, Hay Bale.
Hey, Bale.
And yeah, that's by far my best bet.
Best bet. I don't have one yet. Best value bet though. Unload Prescott and have something on Winburn in the last. And I think Smackdown's a great bet each way. I think Hell or High Water will improve if you get an each way price and they pay the third. If they don't have too many scratchings, that's a great bet.
Ribbon to spare each way. I think we should at least get money back at a minimum. And Missing in a Bit, it's just the wrong price. I have it rated $9 in that race, and I'll take my 21s.
It's a fat day though. I can't wait to get there.
I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, it's been a bloody long week with Goodwood.
Sounds like some torture. Let's do we've got some questions quickly.
Yeah.
Is that kind
Hopefully none about Goodwood, right?
We're not answering them.
Has there been a bigger slaughter in a big race in recent times than Ribchester last night at Goodwood? No, there hasn't.
I don't know.
I'm dumbfounded. Angry.
The current online Twitter feuds, I'm not commenting on it. I don't care.
I'd say just rise above.
We
But-
don't care about other people's
In
things
all
that we don't understand or know about. So
In
we
all
don't
honesty-
comment on things we don't know.
In all honesty, I'm disappointed that it's happening because I thought they worked really well together on radio, and I liked listening to both of them on radio.
Fair enough.
Um,
Ruffy King, the great man, the king.
this is a good question.
Always wanted to discuss the sending out of early overs versus waiting for track bias conditions and wind.
It's
Basically,
great question.
my thinking is
And from the yard as well.
I sort of tick a few boxes in my head, like that's a stupid price. I do the map. I check the race form. If I find a horse I wanted to back, and then I just sort of making a judgment call if I think it's going to start shorter than that price. And the guys who will say like, so I sent out stuff last night, which you got. I think those horses will start shorter than what they are,
Yeah.
and I think the guys getting my stuff aren't betting enormous amounts that they'll be able to get most of their money on.
Yeah.
And then they're in a position on Saturday, 9 times out of 10, honestly, for the last sort of 2 years that I've been doing it, that if they get our mounting yard nailed and I don't like it from the yard, we can trade out.
Correct. So I'm a bit different, and I would say, first of all, it all depends what your workload is and how dedicated you are to betting. So if you're a punter on the weekend who's just going to have your money on, and you're not going to watch all the races, or you've got stuff that you're going to be doing, you can't be on track. There are so many factors you can't adjust for.
Well, I'm not talking to that.
Yeah, I'm more saying those people, they need to lock in the price that they're happy to bet at. Otherwise, lock in Betfair SP and you're going to get the best odds around. And from my experience, locking in Betfair SP, you're going to get almost exactly the same as what
Yeah.
you've got from the over. So, for example, I was 40 units ahead on my other stuff about 4 weeks ago, but when I have a $4 drifter out to $12 that wins, and then Missing in a Bit was 40s out to 65s, it all evens out.
Yeah.
And so Betfair SP is a great way to bet, is what I would say to them.
Yeah, so I'll give you exactly what I've done this week. So I backed Hell or High Water last night, or I think 6s. Was that what
right?
the price was? I think it couldn't have conditions couldn't be any worse for it than it were last start with that headwind it had.
Yeah.
It'll
And they
only-
ran slow, yeah.
It'll only be fitter for the run. I think it'll be ridden positive, and I think that'll attract the big guys who bet. And I think it'll start $4 or $4.50, and I'll be able to trade out of it if I don't like the bet right before they go to the races, post the yard, or I'll let it ride at a good price.
So in the hardest race of the day, race 9, I'm going to be saying that Reincarnate, if you lock in the $13 that's best available now, you won't beat that on the day. I'm almost certain that it'll start single figures, Godolphin runner, good form, D. Oliver.
Well, it goes Tommy Berry to Damien Oliver. They don't get much more positive figures than that. But
It's got everything that says it's going to be backed.
yeah,
So that's the type of runner that I'd look for and I'd go, is that going to be backed in? Now, hay bale, same thing. $2.80 out to $3.80. The market's adjusted for all the others already. It's already been adjusted for. If it gets to 5s on the day, I'll have another go because I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy.
It is just all like really play money until like 9 a.m. on Saturday. That's when proper people start betting.
Yeah.
But you can scalp a bit of it when you're sort of going from part-time to full-time. You can still scalp. And you can take a little bit of an earn by just going, that price is wrong, that price is wrong. And it's a great way to learn, I think. The other one I've done is Prescott and SmackDown.
Waller Horse, Prescott, it's not going to drift.
Well, even if it does, I got $31. So. Alright, that about it?
Let me have a look at the questions. I think that was pretty much it, actually.
Our mounting yard stuff is available. It's $33 a week if you just inbox or message either of us or racingrant.com.
And we'll chuck it up under the YouTube video this time.
We'll try to.
Yeah.
We're learning as we go.
We'll get there.
But it's great. It's great stuff, and it can really help you bet. You need to add it to what you're already doing.
And what I'm going to do, I think we're up to the 10-week mark coming up next week, so I'm just going to go and do a bit of a review on what we sent out over the past 10 weeks since I've been involved with you.
Yep.
And just show how it's been going week on week, where the wins were, where the losses were, if you did exotics, if you did just plays.
I've got
wins.
some of that data, most of that data.
Exactly.
But it'd be good if you do it, because I don't look like a wanker. No, you remember that guy emailed me, and I don't like reading it out.
Yeah, I know. All good.
All right, guys, I hope you have a big, big weekend on the pub.
Definitely.
Good luck.
Cheers.